Last year, we had two big questions at the end of the night. And the first one was, are you going to do it again? Well, we've answered that. Here we are. And the next one was, all right, I'm energized. I love this discussion. What can we do? And so what we've done this year, which you'll see up here and you'll see in your programs, is that we've identified action partners. There are people in the community, organizations that we've learned about who already have the infrastructure in place to address some of these issues. And so we're making it really easy for you. Get those cell phones out and you text 444-999, that's the number, and then all you have to do is text forum and the corresponding number to the group that you want to get more information about. We will link you up. They'll have your information and we will send you more information about what they do and how you can help. So for example, 4499, you can text Forum 1 if you want to get involved with Sue Berkowitz's program, if you enjoyed what she had to say and want to support her. Now, I'm going to be up here talking for a little while everybody does this and picks at least one, and go ahead and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and keep this conversation going. As I mentioned earlier, we have the online forum. You're welcome to submit your own proposed solutions, and we'll continue the discussion. Now, the text is not working. Well, we'll put that to the people in the back who are more expert at it than I am. But in any event, if that fails, in your program, there are sheets that you can tear out where you can indicate the ones that you want information about, and you can put your information down and turn them in on your way out, and we'll get it that way. But as you're considering what organizations to get involved with or how involved that you want to become, you're going to hit a familiar hurdle after tonight, which is your daily obligations. Every day. Every day is busy. And that's something that I hit when I was initially getting started with this plan. And your everyday, as I determined, is going to be your everyday until you decide that it isn't. And one person who was in the seats where you are last year decided that her everyday that involved driving from Manning, South Carolina to Charleston, going to law school, working, driving home and being a mother every night, and coaching her daughter's AAU basketball team, those weren't big enough obligations and everyday things to keep her from doing something more when she was inspired last year. And that's Charmaine Anderson, and I'm going to invite her to come up and tell you a little bit about the 1865 Reading Academy and how it got started. And I've asked Charmaine to be quick like we asked everyone to do tonight. Some people are better at that than others, but we'll give Charmaine a chance.
Thank you so much, Brian. It is indeed an honor. As he stated, last year I came being inspired by what I saw on the agenda and decided to come by myself. So during the educational panel, I heard Dr. Nelson Rivers along with some other individuals talk about the disparity of education. And one of the things that they talked about earlier was the disparity of the 1865 Constitution of South Carolina. And Dr. Nelson Rivers brought up a valid point that African American students were behind 200 years before they were able to read, and that disparity is generational. So as a parent, as he said, I got together with some of my closest friends who are very qualified in education, district teachers of the year, and all of that great stuff. And I did a Facebook post and said, well, who would be interested in doing a reading academy on the weekends? And I got more than I ever thought about. So I started in July, which was a month after the Charleston Forum, and I started the 1865 Reading Academy. And we have served over 40 students within Clarendon County. Clarendon County is the hallmark of Briggs versus Elliott. I am also on the corridor of shame, as they say, but I don't own that because I'm a member of the class of 2000, and we have lawyers and doctors and rocket scientists like Howard Jason Conyers, who works for NASA. So we are an accomplished set of children, and every child can be accomplished. And one of the things that Marion Wright Elderman, who hails from the great state of South Carolina, says, if you don't like the way the world is, you change it. You have an obligation to change it. You just do it one step at a time. And that's what we do at the 1865 Reading Academy, is allow those students who learned very differently to operate in tactile methods and visual and audio, and we allow them for them to just be them and learn very simple measures of reading, whether it's through phonics and those things that they can't get in the classroom. So I'm excited about it. I hope you all who are interested in starting little 1865 Reading Academies over the state of South Carolina, come join us, donate to us. We're on Facebook. You'll see we have fun and we do different things. And also, as Charleston School of Law says, pro bono populi, we give back to our community. Thank you for your time.
Fantastic, Charmaine. Thank you. Now, I want to, first of all, thank you for being here and being engaged, but I want to leave you with one question as you consider, hopefully, which organization or what other organizations you're interested in starting. What are the passions that you've gotten interested in and here in these discussions that you might want to pursue? Now, Reverend Manning would do a lot better preaching to you than I would, but this question always stuck with me, and maybe it has with some of you. And that is, when you grow up and you're learning about these celebrated historical figures like Thomas Jefferson, who's, personifies freedom, and Robert E. Lee, who supposedly personifies duty and honor. And, you just as you get through it, you wonder, you're like, well, you have this glaring flaw that's all about race and economy and, has race in the economy and socially, and it's just obvious. And you think to yourself, well, people say, well, they were men of their times or people of their times. What would I have done if I were in those times? Who would I have been? Maybe some of you out there think if you lived in their times, you would have been Septima Clark or Rosa Parks if you were in those conditions. But what hits me is we are a block away from where the worst racial violence, crimes of racial hatred took place in our nation's conscience. And it's not the first time that there has been racial violence in that same place in our city. And we're living in what our local public college tells us is a state of great disparity for opportunity between whites and blacks. These are our times. Who are you going to be? Thank you.